Are your sweaters and t-shirts looking a little bit boring? Do you want to spruce them up? Today we're going to learn how to make a detachable collar to go with our African print accessories. For the best creative DIY and fashion content, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified when I post a video every Tuesday. I have a Facebook page that is dedicated to DIY, crafts, and fashion that you're able to join. Now it's your turn. Today you will learn how to make a detachable collar to add to your African print accessories. These DIY collars or DIY collar chokers can be made out of African fabric designs or solid fabrics. This week we're going to look at 5 collars, 3 different styles. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to leave an opening from here and we're going to stitch all the way around this collar and turn it over. We're going to leave an opening also from here. We're going to stitch all the way around, and this one I will take my time and show you because this one is a collar with a stand, so I'll show you how to sew this one separate. When you're creating a collar, your interfacing choice is very important. You don't want a collar that's too stiff, so if your fabric is stiff, use a lighter interfacing. Like what I've done here, I've used this light interfacing, but because this is a wax African fabric, it still gives it that stiffness along with this fabric also. Now when choosing the interfacing for this fabric, which is a lightweight broadcloth, I chose a little bit stiffer interfacing but still light because I didn't want the collar to be too stiff. And remember, your interfacing is always on the side of the fabric that is showing. So when someone looks at your collar from behind, that would be the fabric piece that has the interfacing. On the inside, the piece that touches your neck does not have interfacing. So now that we've finished sewing all the way around, we're going to clip our sides and we're going to grade down our seams. Now when you want to reduce the bulk on your collar, you want to grade it first, then you want to go and clip your curves. You don't want to clip too close to the seam, you just want to clip with about a 1/16 of an inch lace, and you're going to go all the way around, and you're going to also clip on the inside curve, and we're going to do the same with this fabric. Now because this specific collar has a point, you're going to clip diagonally in, and with this clip you want it a little bit closer to your stitch line but not too close. Whenever I do a corner stitch, I always stitch back and then do 2 tacks over on both corners just so it's reinforced so my stitch doesn't go through, and you're going to also cut your corners and grade down. Now for the standing collar, what I've done is the under collar is smaller than the top collar, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch my collar to fit, and I'm going to stitch all the way around. Now my stitching, I actually only used 1/4 of an inch. Generally if you're making a collar and it's from a pattern, it's 5/8, or you can make it 3/8 of an inch. Comment down below if you are thinking about or would really like to make the African choker necklace. Here's some tips that I do when I am ironing. So because I need to iron my collar flat, what I do is I iron the seam open first, then you're able to get a nice crisp fold, and then you press along, and now you go and you iron your collar. For your stem portion, all your pieces match together. Because I put notches, you're going to connect the back piece and you're going to sew all the way around. Now because this is going to be a detachable collar, you're not going to fold this part up to top stitch. You're going to stitch from here all the way around and continue all the way around, and then we're going to turn it over and press. Now this collar is done. What you're going to do is you're going to hand stitch. You can do a slip stitch, you can machine stitch it all the way around if you want to have a top stitch, and then this piece is done for now. And the same with this piece here. You can slip stitch this part closed or machine stitch it. If you're going to machine stitch, remember to top stitch it all the way around. Once you've attached your collar to your collar stand, reduce this part here, also the bulk. So just clip it away. And now what I did, because it's a collar stand, it's going to be harder for you. You don't want to have to turn it over and then hand stitch all of that. So what I've done is I pushed my collar inside my collar stand and then stitched it all the way, leaving about 1.5 inches to 2 inches open, and then flipped it inside out. So once you've finished sewing your collar and you've encased it in your stand, all I did is I take the collar part, and you've left this part open, take the collar and just start pulling it out. Now, I normally do push in a pair of scissors because they have a nice sharp edge, and push out your corners, and then do the same on the opposite side. It's just like pulling out something from a tube. And now you're just going to, and there's your collar, and we are done. To finish the collars off, you are going to use a button. So I use a 1/2 inch button, and you will just mark your buttonholes. Remember that it's an 1/8 of an 1/16 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch that you leave for your opening, and there's your collar. With this specific collar, I created it so that I'm able to put a strap underneath and then just strap it together. And with this collar, I wanted to be able to just use a brooch, and then I can actually flip it upside down also and have it so that it goes this way. So it can be that way or it can be this way. And there you have it. Now that we've completed the false collar, a detachable collar DIY, this is a great add-on to your necklace collection. If you're looking to sew a collar, this is a perfect necklace collar DIY gift. African fabric necklace goes well with your African style clothing. Do-it-yourself African necklace crafts are simple DIYs. You can also convert your African print necklace into a collar bib DIY or a collar shirt DIY. Now that you know how to make the African collar necklace DIY detachable collar, I have written a 9-page guideline. Now that is to help you get your creative juices out of your head and put them onto a digital platform. I have included some tutorials that will help you understand the platform better. You can download the guide at the link in the description box. Are you a creative mind? Do you want to join a community of creative minds like yourself? I do have my Facebook page where we will be sharing information regarding fashion and DIY crafts that you're able to join. Check out the link in the description box. Check out these videos next on African Choker Black History Month, and also any of my hand-painted mugs DIY celebrating Black History Month, and my upcoming video, African Choker Necklace DIY Statement. And if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share it with family and friends.